Welcome back to Arise 360. I am Nkechi Nanana. The music industry in Nigeria has grown massively to the point that our music is dominating the global scene. From Afrobeats to high life, even gospel, our music has gone beyond the shores of the continent. However, gospel and inspirational music still needs more focus and funding. Some artists feel the genre does not get the attention it deserves, which limits investors that show interest in the genre. Joining us on Arise 360 to discuss her journey in the gospel music business and how she's been able to stay afloat and the gospel music in general in Nigeria is Melody Gabriel. She'll also be discussing the role of talent hunt competitions play in the career of musicians, as she is a product of Project Fame Academy. Welcome to Arise 360 and thanks for joining us, Melody Gabriel. Thanks for taking out time to be here with us. Now, Nigeria's music industry, like I said earlier, has seen massive growth globally with various genres making an impact. From your perspective in the gospel genre, how do you feel about the current state of the gospel music's recognition in Nigeria and also on the global stage? And what sort of steps do you think can be taken to sort of elevate its visibility?
Okay, thank you so much. Happy New Year, everybody. So the gospel music industry, I would say, is doing fantastically well, not just locally, but internationally. And the steps I feel that we should take to infuse more recognition globally, which I would say it's already there globally. I will speak about the upcoming artists like myself. There's no solid structure when it comes to the gospel music. I'm not saying there's no structure, but no solid structure compared to the secular artists, like the topic we're discussing today. And of course, finance is like a major barrier when it comes to the growth of these people. So if I would also suggest that when it comes to market share, places where we need our friends, family, and supporters to be there for us to support the music, we might not get their complete involvement because of the fact that we are not as popular or we are not as out there as they are. But if we are able to get a perfect structure when it comes to the gospel sector, where everybody supports each other, everybody's there for each other, one little way or the other. Of course, there are a lot of people in the industry that are actually doing that at the moment, that are also dragging some other people alongside. I will mention a few names. Like Nathan Ebasi, he has about 2 people that he's supporting at the moment, like Victoria Renzi, Dunsi Onyekon. We also have a few people, Christ Embassy. We have some few churches, Pastor Paul, and so many other people in the gathering that are also trying to support the gospel artists. But I really wish this can be done well, like if we can do it more, in the sense that if we can have a structure, just like we do in the secular sector. Because there are a lot of people in the secular world that are supporting each other. A lot of people. There's so many names I'm going to mention, but I'll do that later on. So I feel that the major focus should be a strong support system, finance, and of course, market sharing.
Support, you cannot go wrong with a support system in whatever you do. Now let's highlight that gospel and inspirational music needs more focus, like you said, and more funding. Now, could you sort of elaborate some of the challenges that you've personally faced within this genre and how you believe increased attention and that financial support can positively impact the gospel music scene?
Okay, I would say that the church is really trying. The church is doing awesomely well, but the church is kind of overwhelmed because the church is involved with a lot of programs, like the less privileged, the fatherless, baby homes, and so many other projects that the church is doing. And when it comes to music, the church is also supporting. That's why I said the church is overwhelmed. So I feel that if individual bodies aside the church, if we can raise each other, if we can hold our hands and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to take 1 or 2 people along. I'm going to bring 2 or 3 people along, and let's get to focus on this music. Let's get to build the structure. Let everybody know each other. Let there be an organization. For me personally, I would say my greatest challenge is finance. Because if you have the right source of finance, if you have sponsors, if you have people that will be there to hold you by the hand, you do absolutely well. Like for an upcoming artist, you have to struggle a lot. You have to put a lot into your craft. At some point, you might even need to, you can't even be you when it comes to your music. You can't be true to your music 100% because you need to diversify into other genre. Like amapiano, you know, jazz and the rest of them when it comes to gospel. So some of us were trying to do music that the people can accept in the light where we get to drag people to God. I don't know if I'm communicating. So the thing is, those are the basic challenges. So for example, we have a lot of people that are gospel people that believe in gospel music. But of course, we have a wide range of listeners as well that also listen to secular songs. And some of them are also some of the people that we know and people that we call family and friends. So at the end of the day, you want to do a music that is appealing to everybody so that you can be able to gather the crowd that you need.
I think you have to maybe delve in a little bit more about going into other genres. To be honest, I've never heard of gospel amapiano. I think that would be very interesting. But one thing I wanted to ask is, when it comes to gospel music, inspirational music, is it more of like getting the crowd, getting the sponsorship? And you said something about not being true to yourself. Isn't that very important as a global artist to be really, really true to yourself? And would you say that when it comes to financing as well, you know, the secular artists have, they don't only get this financing just from their music, they have endorsements as well. Do you think it's difficult as a global artist to get endorsements from everyone, because most of these global corporations are quite secular?
Okay. Now, first of all, I'm going to say that when I say true to yourself, not in that light. Of course, definitely, you have to be true to yourself 100%. But what I mean is, you need to be able to capture the people. Now, we are all, the message of the gospel is to reach out to the word. The word. So basically, you have to do music, not just for your jurisdiction or for your state or for your country. You have to also be able to do music that can bring people to God. So anybody from any part of the world or any religion can relate with your music. That's what I mean in that aspect. So not necessarily not being true to yourself. Of course, you be true to your music. That's like 100%. But you need to be able, when you say you never heard about gospel amapiano, I actually have a gospel amapiano, My Way. It's on my EP, Intentional. And there's some other gospel amapianos that we have in the industry today. For you, because of the crowd, because we live in a secular world, let's be realistic, we live in a secular world. And for you to be able to gradually get to the level of the stars, you really need God in the industry of today. You really need God to hold you by the hand. And that is going to take a while. There are a lot of people that have walked through that journey. A lot of people that have taken their time to be through that journey, to be in the journey. People like Nathaniel Bassey and some other of them, Panam Percy Paul, they've all been in the industry for a long time, and they've been able to build relevance. So people like that can actually come out tomorrow and organize a program. Nathaniel Bassey can come out tomorrow and release a new single without even publicizing it, and people are going to identify with the music. So my focus right now is on people that are just trying to do music on the gospel sector. That's where my focus is. I feel like we need more support system. We need people to hold us by the hand. And of course, we need publicity, that's where finance comes into. And that's where finance plays a very great deal.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've been able to answer.
Yeah, you didn't answer the part about, you still keep talking about finance, and I was asking about sort of, and you know, artists obviously diversify and go into other things. They sort of influence the world as well. And when it comes to endorsements and sponsorship, is that sort of a challenge as well that you have? Because all these big corporations that endorse artists are quite circular. So is that an issue as well when it comes to endorsing global artists? Or have you ever come across sort of that challenge?
Okay, now these people in this sector, they are they are business people. So they are interested in profit, not just investing in you. They need to get back. So when I spoke about the word is secular, that's what I mean. Because everybody is after what they're going to get. It's investors and people that want to invest in your music. They want to, at the end of the day, get a return. You need finance to be able to do music in the country, not just gospel or secular music. You need finance. Everybody needs finance.
Melody, we've spoken a lot about challenges. Now let's talk about some of your milestones as a gospel artist. Just share with us some of your key milestones that you've encountered in your journey in the gospel music sphere, and also how you've navigated the industry to stay afloat and continue pursuing your passion.
Okay. Well, it's been a fantastic journey. Gospel music, gospel inspirational music is, I would say, the best thing that can happen to anybody, because not only are you doing music, you are fulfilling destiny. You are blessed when people reach out to you and to say, oh, I listened to your song today. Today my life was blessed. I was touched. There was something I was going to go do, and somehow, I don't know, I just heard a voice in your song. You know, your song gives me hope for tomorrow. Your song is blessing lives, not just in the country, but outside the country. That's like a big deal for me. You know, for me to be able to produce something, for me to be able to bring people to God, for me to be able to influence my generation positively in music, for people to be able to identify with the lyrics, and for God to be able to change lives through my music, it's a very, very wonderful thing. It's a very big thing for me.
That's amazing. Now,
and also for me to be able, yeah.
One. You can go on, Melody.
Yes, that's it.
Now let's talk about Project Fame Academy, which you're a product of, and talent hunt competitions of that sort that have played a role in your career. How do these competitions contribute to the development of musicians, and what sort of advice do you have for inspiring artists who are considering going down that lane of getting on such platforms?
Okay, Project Fame West Africa Academy was, I would say, the experience was wonderful. It was fantastic in building my craft. I started singing since age 4, and I started writing at 12. So music has always been my thing. So at some point, I felt like it was necessary for me to get myself involved. And that's also an advice I'm going to give to people. It's necessary for you to get yourself involved in reality shows, talent shows, because it's going to build you. So for Project Fame Academy and to other reality TV shows I've been to like 7. Project Fame was like the last I was in. I was in Nigerian Idol, you know, Nigeria's Got Talent, and a lot of them. So I went to all of this competition, not necessarily to win only, even if that was part of the plan, but also to build myself musically, to understand the music business, to understand stage, to be able to sing and minister in the multitude, in the multitude of people, to be able to be courageous, to gather strength and momentum. So that's the more reason why I went to this competition. So all of these are what Project Fame taught me. Project Fame taught me diction, you know, the teachers, the instructors, and the rest of them. So I would say reality TV show is very important if you have to. Not everybody that you hear today, not all of the popular artists that you see here today were a product of a reality TV show. But I would say it's a plus if you can. If you're going to go learn, I feel it's easier, it's better for you to put your mind in and say, okay, you know what, I want to go and learn not necessarily to win. Yes, winning is part of it, but to learn. So it helped me a great deal.
Put yourself out there. I can't believe you've been to 7 of these. That's amazing. That just shows that you really wanted to hone your craft and perfect your passion as well. Thank you so much, Melody, Gabriel, for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. We look forward to gaining a deeper understanding of the global music industry and the impacts of also talent development programs on musical careers.